up the saga of Joseph. And it's actually one of the longest stories written in the Old Testament. It covers 13 chapters in Genesis. And in today's parlance, we would call it a novella. It's got all of the requisite drama of a novella. All kind of terrible things happen and wonderful things happen. And the theme, I guess, would be human unfaithfulness and God's ongoing love that can sustain us through the hardest of times. If you've been through hard times, if you've gone through a move that you really didn't want to go through, this is a story for you. If you've ever had to deal with family dysfunction or family conflict, this is a story for you. If you've had to deal with false accusations and had your reputation damaged or sullied unfairly, then this is a story for you. If you've had problems, this is a story that speaks to your situation and how God is there for you, even in the most difficult of times. I don't know about you, but when I go through hard times, I tend to go, where is God in all of this? Where is He? You know? And this story tells us God is right here with us through the worst of times. He meets us in our suffering. The Old Testament speaks of God as the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Joseph, our character for today, is the youngest son of Jacob, and he was apparently much favored by his father. He was a good-looking kid. He was the baby of the family, and one of the things that we learned about Joseph early on, before this particular chapter, is that we learned that his father gave him a coat of many colors. Some of you will know this story from, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years ago. The Joseph and the amazing Technicolor green coat, right? Boy, I did that well. But, you know, they told the story really nicely in that play. And if you remember, Joseph had this beautiful coat, much nicer than his brothers, had all kind of colors in it. And the brothers were jealous of the coat. But Joseph also was probably a little bit of a difficult kid. He went and told stories. He tattled on his older brothers to his dad. Then he started telling them of his dreams. And one of his dreams that he told them about was that he dreamed that there would come a day when his older brothers and his father and his mother would all kneel down before him and serve him. How do you think the older brothers took that? Yeah, just about like that. Yeah, they were really ticked off about it. Well, comes that the older brothers have gone off to work in another town, another place, and Joseph is sent to check on them, and they see him coming. And as they see him coming, they say to one another, "Ah, here comes that dreamer. Here comes this dreamer. Let us kill him and throw him into the pit, and we shall say that a wild animal has devoured him, and we shall see what becomes of his dreams." We shall see what becomes of his dreams. And this chapter is about what becomes of Joseph's dreams. One of I may be the oldest brother. He finally intervenes. He says, "Don't kill him. You can throw him into the pit if you want, but don't kill him." And so they choose to do that, and they throw him into the pit. The older brother goes off to do something else, and a foreign caravan comes by. once and for all. We won't have to kill him. We'll simply sell him into slavery. And they did. And when they sold him into slavery, they did take the coat of many colors. And before going home, they put the blood of a goat upon it so it would look as though he had been killed by a wild animal. And they take the coat back and they show it to their father. And the father grieves his youngest son's death. And with that as background, we get to the story for today. Our story for today says at the beginning that Potiphar purchased Joseph as a slave. When he was brought to Egypt, Potiphar was one of the higher-ups in Pharaoh's army, and he purchases this slave, and it turns out that Potiphar hit the lottery when he purchased that slave that day, because when he brings Joseph into his home, everything starts turning up great. Anything that Joseph touches prospers. And pretty soon, Potiphar, being an intelligent man, puts him in charge of more and more things in the household. Pretty much he's running the whole household. And everything is prospering far beyond what it had before. Everything is going so well. But Potiphar goes off to one of his military actions, and his wife looks upon this slave who apparently is a good-looking fella, and she decides that she's a little bored and she'd like to play with him. And she keeps trying to entice him into her bed. And she does it a number of times. And each time he says, "Your husband has trusted me with his entire household. I cannot do this. That would be wrong toward your husband. It would be a sin against God." And each time he tries to let her off kind of gently, but turns her away. Until we get to this particular event where he comes in again, and she speaks to him, and she takes hold of his robe and says, "Come on." And he says, "No." And she rips off his robe. And there he stands. And they probably just had the robe, so he's kind of standing there in the all together. And he goes running off, and she screams. This guy's trying to assault me, right? And when the husband comes back, she's kept the robe. She says, "Look what happened. Look what he did." And for the second time in this story, in this saga, a piece of clothing worn by Joseph is used to give false testimony about it. And this time it lands him in prison. So